Fantastic.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 8 Ounces of Inspiration. Today, I have with me Mahavir Pratap Sharma. He is a serial entrepreneur and very active in the space of angel investment, mentoring, and leadership. He's been a trustee of the Thai Global Board of Trustees for the last 8 years. He co-founded RAIN, which is the Rajasthan Angel Innovator Network, to nurture the startup ecosystem in the state of Rajasthan. He is the chair of Thai India Angels. He is also the founder of Oscar Export Designs Limited and into manufacturing and an export house for carpet and silver jewelry. He has an event management company, which along with doing big weddings and events, is also the producer of Jaipur Jewelry Show. And this is not it, there is way more to him. He was a judge, or better known as a horse, in Horses Stable, India's first official startup funding show for entrepreneurs and investors. And I haven't even completed his entire introduction because it's so long, it'll take me probably another 20 minutes to keep talking about him. So I'm going to get down to questions straight away. Firstly, thank you so much, Mahavir, for coming on the show and chatting with me. My first question to you is, you're into such varied businesses that I can't help thinking that they've all been born out of a very strong interest or a passion because they're so different. So my first question is, does it confuse people sometimes as to like, what exactly are you doing? Because it's events and somewhere this. And the follow-up question to that will be, how do you juggle all these businesses together?
It does confuse people. People don't know whether they want to address me from one domain to the other. And because I have taken leadership positions in most all of them, I've led the Carpet Association nationally, the Export Promotion Council. I've led Thai globally, which is the investment side of it. I'm very active when it comes to events and online and offline marketing. I'm leading Rajasthan Association for events also. So people do get confused. But now they have realized that this is a man who can be there at 10 different places and doing 10 different things. And he divides his time and energy and plans his day-to-day routines in such a manner that whatever he takes on, he does commit and deliver. And I've also gotten used to it. So I'm very, very punctual. And punctuality does not mean just being there on time. It also means leaving on time because I have a next thing to commit and do, and that's what it is. And moreover, there are priorities that you have to look into, and you have to prioritize sectors. Luckily for me, my angel investment or investing in other people, having them lead, giving them equity, whether it's carpets, whether it's jewelry, whether events, gives me good leadership position options because they can do things with me and I'm there just at the last minute or at the initial stages of the deal if it has to be brokered. So it helps me plan well. It helps me find the right team because I make them partners, not my employees. And I think at many a times I don't even look at certain businesses for months together, like the jewelry business especially. And that's just something that I'm able to do it. It's not difficult, and they're all related if you ask me, because I did not look to find and to see if I can do more and more things. It's just one thing led to the other. Carpets is where we started. We struggled in early 90s when the US went through a tough time and German unification happened. So we said we should have an alternate line. Jewelry was the only thing that Jaipur had at the time of at that time in exports. So we started jewelry mid 90s. Then, of course, with internet and emails, we realized that we need to promote ourselves online. So carpets and jewelry needed online promotion and offline promotions. And because I was successful enough, I wanted to give back to the society. So then Jaipur Virasat Foundation, Jaipur Jewelry Show, both nonprofits happened, and I gave my time free. And then I realized that I'm a good manager and I can manage stuff. So then when we're doing online emails and websites, et cetera, why can't we add the offline bit of it? And that's how weddings came in. And the online, which is promoting our jewelry and our carpets, ended up promoting and doing websites and social media and so on and so forth. So everything led to the other. And then when technology happened in 2007, 8, and Thai happened, I realized I sit on a carpet factory deal with 100 people, 100 laborers, and end up making so much money at the end of the year. And these guys are being listed at New York Stock Exchanges of the world and making millions and millions overnight. And we struggle, so I realized technology is the future, and that's when it led to angel investment. So the model pretty much is the same, making partners and giving them equity, ESOPs, whatever may be,
Yeah.
but then 5-10% in. So it's just one thing led to the other. It's not something that, oh, I want to get into property. Oh, I want to get into so on and so forth. It's just that one thing led to the other.
So it's just evolved and you've just harnessed the opportunities as they came along.
Absolutely. So whatever works and I can use my skill sets best for whatever I have the time and energy for, ability for, whatever I can get the right team members, I endeavor into. Yes.
So I cannot help but asking this, that when you do so much, something has to take a backseat or something has to suffer. So because you're so active in your professional life and there's so much that you do with it, right? Then something has to kind of suffer. It could be a personal life, it could be a social life, it could be sleep, it could be anything, right? So what is it for you that has actually taken a very big backseat so that this could be the prima facie thriving factor for you?
Yeah,
Is it
so
sleep?
you're right. The personal life for sure has taken a beating. I travel a lot. Obviously, I've not been able to give enough time to my family. And luckily for me, my wife has done a lot for the kids when it comes to schooling and education. Now they're all grown up. It's almost there. So I do travel. So the but we do end up spending some time over traveling together or over the weekends. But that does take some time. Sleep. I don't like to sleep a lot. I sleep very little, at the most 5 to 6 hours. So, and I don't mind that. I think actually that's something how you attune your body. So I don't have a problem with that. So because to accomplish so much, you have to obviously be prompt and reactive and respond to your team, whether it's through WhatsApp or email or through in person. So sleep, but that's something that I have made my body used to it. I don't let my health be compromised. I really take care of my health because I don't let stress of various businesses bother my personal life or me personally. I don't let shortcomings or setbacks in one sector let the other sector. So I have fragmentized my personal life, my personal space in my mind, all other sectors. So if some sector is struggling, I don't let that hamper the other, whether it's financially. I don't drive money from a successful to a. So it's very, very boxed. I don't mix any of them, and I'm able to deal with that. And yet sleep at peace for whatever short span that I have to. So I think it's all being able to handle it. And I think,
That's
as
great.
I said, I am able to handle it, and that's what. And I don't let one mix with the other. So even if I just have a tough 10 minutes, this thing, I will not let that hamper right now at this point on an interview or in a conversation with someone else, because it doesn't help. It doesn't trickle down to the next. Yeah.
Yeah, but that comes with a lot of seasoning and maturity, right? That you don't let one thing get affected towards another thing that you're doing. Because a lot of times, even with startups, right, they struggle a lot because some other factor can affect their well-being at their work or at home. Because if they stress at work, they take it home and they're unable to balance it all. So, coming to my next question, you come from a small city, and of course, it was much smaller than when you started out. You've created some amazing opportunities for yourself, right? And usually people say, oh, you have to be in Bombay or Delhi or Bangalore to really get the visibility to be on the world map. But you created that visibility for yourself, through your own personality, through your endeavors, by taking and harnessing every opportunity. So share some tips, with our viewers on how to think big and how to go big, no matter where they live.
I think these are certain myths that one has, and I think from where you are, what college you went to, how good your family or how rich your family or assets that you had, they don't have more than 10-15% impact on your ability. So if I had gone to a college, Harvard, let's say, my peers would be different, and I would be, comparing myself to them, and I would be at a different level. I've gone to a college in Jaipur. So it's just that it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, it depends on your hard work, your effort. I give a lot of credit to schooling, because schooling teaches you the art of communication and the art of learning. So if you know how to learn, you don't need to go to Harvards of the world, because you can read whatever you want to read. And these days, obviously, everything is available online. So it's just thought that how, and then applying what you learn in real life is the most critical thing, in my opinion. So all those three things: ability to learn, ability to apply, and the urge to keep learning, are the three things that my school taught me. And I think that's irrespective of where I go, irrespective of, I can always improve my communication. I can always improve my learning by reading stuff, or talking to people, or meeting with people. I've always been a people's person. So networking is absolutely something that has taught me a lot. Observing life, observing people, looking at people who've succeeded, learning for your own mistakes, admitting them and improving them. All these are steps that all of us have to take. And I think one doesn't have to be from a Delhi or a Bombay or a New York or a London to be what he has or she has to be. I think it's just within you, how you develop yourselves. And obviously, luck plays a very important role, being at the right place at the right time, cracking the right, opening the right doors to the wrong ones, are all very, very critical. But it's all by God's grace, by your own effort. Cities, colleges have a 10-15% impact. And that too, at, like, when you're running a sprint, they give you a 10-meter advantage on a 100-meter sprint. If you have the ability and the stamina to catch up, and life is not a 100-meter sprint, life is a marathon. So the initial start that someone else might have gotten because of the city or the college, or the education that they might have had, I'm sure we can catch up in life. And that's what I have done. And I think that's what, the quality of life in the city that I love, the city that has given me so much, the commute, the and then being a medium fish, and we're going to leave Jaipur, in my life. So that's where we are.
Yeah, I am completely with you. I think it's one of the most beautiful cities to live in. It's so well structured, like you said. Of course, the commute has become a bit more crazy in the last couple of months, but otherwise, it was such an easy place to live in. So, my next question is, you're shoulder to shoulder with some of the top globally recognized entrepreneurs, right? Who are the trustees of Thai Global Board and that you meet through the Thai network. It must be a lot of innovative energy in the room when you all get together. So, how does it feel to have that, being a part of that? I would say a very niche group, that has come together, that has accomplished so much, and then you get to learn so much from them, and knowing that some of them have, like you said, have actually come out of the Howards of the world. And you've created that position for yourself, despite of being a small town, and which may not have been really on the world map at that point, but you got it over there by being present on that board. So share some experiences, like what is it like?
I would say that, you know, am I frozen? Yes. Just, yeah. So, I mean, to me, the personal strength, or the personal background, or personal network or knowledge has never intimidated me. Because they are what they are. They are in their own domain, and they have their own challenges, and they have their own reasons to be where. And I have my own reasons. So long as I know what to do, how to do, when to do, I'm okay. And so long as there's mutual respect, because what they know or what they have gone through, I have not, and vice versa. So if they respect my knowledge and ability, and if I can catch up with them with hard work, with diligence, with some things that they cannot do, I'm sure they're equal. So I think it's all in the mind, and I think it's not more so in the mind of the person who's on the higher up on the ladder, but it's on the person who thinks that he or she is under someone else in level or criteria. So long as you respect and ask for personal respect, I think it's absolutely a level playing field. I mean, I've seen, and TIE is one organization where I don't think we are judged by what we are wearing, what we are driving, what class we are flying in, what college or school or net worth or investment that we've made.
Yeah.
There's absolute respect for people who are selflessly giving back, wanting to promote entrepreneurship, and to make sure that everyone makes more money, employs more people, makes more profit, and we can collectively do far more than individually. So I think that environment that suited me the most. Other things I personally feel are not realistic. They make you hollow, and they eventually you suffer from fear of not being what others are, and you end up comparing yourselves and competing too much. So I personally feel that this is what I kind of think that would work best for me.
Yeah. So, how does Horses Stable come about, and what was it like? So, one is that you are so much ingrained into the ecosystem of being on the ground at the grassroots level, and you're doing so much work on entrepreneurship. And then is that you come onto this reality TV show, right? And a lot of times you have to say certain things which may or may not be in alignment with who you are, because you have to be harsh to people. Sometimes you have to, because they need that as a part of the script. So, what was the journey like for you? Was it completely fun and great, or were there certain elements that you were like, oh my God, why are they making me do this?
No, so let me clarify something. On Horses Stable, it's totally unscripted. I'm not made to do anything or say anything that I don't want to.
Okay.
None of us are. It's just that when startups do end up spending their time, their money, their energy, and they talk absurd, and I feel sorry for them, it bothers me, because they're wasting their precious time, and they're putting in effort that will not work. And someone or the other is trying to explain to them, and they're not understanding that. Then it just that spur of the moment, out of care for them, I feel very, very angry, and I tell them that why you're not listening to what we are saying. This is not going to work. If I'm telling you that this is not the right valuation, you have to understand and you have to respect me. And I would be happy if you know, prove me wrong, but you have to understand that 10 out of 9 times I will be right, because I'm coming from experience. All of us are coming from experience. It's not just I'm just saying that. If everyone else is investing, I just say I stay shut up. But if everyone is in unison with what the co-founders are telling us, we do have to make sure, and we have a responsibility towards them to realize that what they're doing is not right. They need to pivot, they need to change, they need to do something that is not worth their time, rather than doing what they're trying to do and being stubborn about it.
So, was it fun being on TV? Because
It's
I think it was
absolutely
a new thing. Again, like you said, everything's just evolved in your life and come, right? One after the other.
See, I'll tell you, when someone asks me, was it fun? I don't do anything that's not fun. I would never do or say anything that is not out of force or something. I mean, if I have to go to a big party and I'm not comfortable, you can tell it by my face that, hi, I'm bored. I'll just be there for half an hour, and you know, if I'm there in perpetuity or for longer than what it is, then that means that I am absolutely fine. Even if it's quiet, even if it's peaceful, even if I'm with myself, but I'm enjoying the music, the ambience, whatever. So it's absolutely great fun. I've been on 3 seasons. We'll be on the next one too. I'm an investor in the company. I think it's a great platform. I think with Horses Stables and Shark Tanks, startups, technology, innovation is a household work. All of that has brought that into everyday living room conversation.
Yeah.
I think it's challenging for people who don't realize the importance of it, but it is actually also somewhat implanting uses, valuations, all these technical words in their minds so that we don't have to educate them in the colleges and schools. I don't have to. So I think it's a great journey. I think it's a great fun. I enjoy being on the show. I enjoy being an investor. I enjoy talking to startups and listening to their ideas, debating, discussing, arguing, and investing, whatever happens in whatever way. And that's what it is. That's what life is.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, what are the plans with the Thai Angel Network?
So yeah, so Ty, always used to work with school kids, college kids, the women's program to mentor them, to handhold them, to improve their pitches, to do startup competitions, but never invested. So about 4 years ago, we decided that giving gyan is easy, but if we don't put our money in, it's not as much challenging because everyone can give gyan, but if you give gyan and they do what you're doing, then so we start, and there was a short supply of very early idea stage companies because everyone wanted some revenues and
Hmm.
some validation, et cetera, et cetera. So we figured that there is a model that can be created. And since Thai works at the bottom of the pyramid, so let's start to work at the bottom of the investment cycle. So working with state governments, working with the central government, investing at very early stage, from 10 lakhs to 50 lakhs kind of a check size, making them ready for funds and angel funds and VCs and PE is something that is good. And obviously, quite a few types successful. I mean, all funds in India, virtually
Correct.
all PE funds have something or the other to do with Thai. They're either Thai charter members or they've been Thai charter members. So basically, Thai's credibility, process oriented, selfless work, working at the ground, we thought was will bring credibility to the whole angel ecosystem, and we wanted to contribute at a very minimal cost, and that's why Thai India Angels came about. We've done about 8, 10 investments, 12, 13 crores. We will continue to do that. We're continuing to grow now. After years' work at the national level, the chapters are starting to take shape, and in Bangalore and Hubli and Mysore have launched an angel program. Chandigarh already had one. Jaipur has already launched it. Surat, Ahmedabad. So it is now happening across tier 2, tier 3 cities, not just Bombay's and Hyderabad's and Delhi's of the world. So I personally feel that it is something that it's done at the right time, and with government policies in place, startup policies of state governments, Indian government, these television shows, the spurt in technology based startups, the challenges on the IPOs of the listing companies. All of this is basically telling us that be careful. It's a high risk investment, but if you do the right thing and the right way with the right intention, the long-term investments and ROI is better. So I think those are the goals for Thai Angels. We'll continue to do that. There's no winter at that level, so we intend to do that. So that shouldn't be a problem at
Fantastic.
all.
So, this is one of my last questions. When somebody looks at your life, right? And I've seen a lot of students and kids, especially at the DigiFest, when I met you, and they're in awe of you. They're almost standing behind. It's like they want to take some celebrity's autograph because they see this amazing picture perfect life. This person has accomplished so much from a small city. He's like us. So there's this inspiration and aspiration that comes into them that I want to be like him, or I want to walk on those footsteps. But I want to also share with them because a lot of times we only see the rosy picture or the hard work, what it has resulted in. So share with us one of your toughest times in work, that has been, so that they know that yes, this also happens, but that just
Oh, it
shapes
has.
us better.
Oh, life is tough, and it's not once that I've gone through challenging times. I've gone through challenging times many times. Um, as a child in school, I was a very, I mean, if you ask my school batchmates, I was an introvert. I was the most timid, coy, quiet kid. I changed when, life changed me, and challenges have changed me more than anything else. After 12th, I wanted to go to IIT. I studied very hard. I was a quiet learner. I got marine engineering and there was 2200 position, and I figured, oh, it's not difficult. I want chemical engineering. It'll only 1600 some position. I'll study for 1 hour and 1 year, and I'll be much better than what I am. Next year, I did not even get marine engineering, so I ended up just doing Bachelor of Science in Maharaja's College. And then I said, never mind engineering. Let me just go and join the army. I gave the IMA exam. I got through it. I got through the written exam. I got through the interview. They told me, oh, in the medical exam, they told me, oh, you need to operate on your tonsils and a minor surgery on your toe, and you're good to go. I came back and I realized, do I want to be an army officer? Tonsils is fine, and do I need to do this surgery? I said, no, never mind. I will not do this. So I never joined the army. So then I said, I'll just go and, I used to play basketball. Suddenly I got a call to go to the US and play do a summer camp. And life took me to the US. So no IIT, no army. I landed up in the US, never got along with my father, wanted to run away from home. So, and this summer camp gave me an opportunity. I was at crossroads and probably did not know what to do. And with limited resources on money, I made some money working at the summer camp, and I realized that maybe this is the country that I want to be in. And then after the camp was over for 2 months, I went to New York and walked the streets, and I saw all these carpet dealers, and carpet was obviously something that my mother started. So I said, this is something I know. And I spoke to a few people. I got an offer to work. They gave me equity. I moved to the US for 6 years. And that, despite being in the worst of times, I went to the US and I succeeded. And I bought the company. I started my own company from 10% to 50% equity. And then suddenly my mother passes away and in India. And brother says, I can't handle that alone. Why don't you come back? So I leave. 6 years later, I come back to India, selling everything off at a loss. So life has challenges, and then so on. Then I lost my brother 3 years later, who was my designer, my creator. So life, it will always throw challenges at you. And I've always seen that every time that I've gone through a tough time, something better has come out. It's just getting through that 3 months, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is. And this is just 97 that I have reached. I mean, I can go on till 2022. And there are so many other challenges that I have faced. And you will always face, whether it's failure in an exam, whether it's not getting a particular job, whether it's not succeeding in a particular startup, whether it's not succeeding in a particular relationship. But if you've learned your lesson, if you are in control of what you are, if you put yourselves together and start working without that being or that person or that opportunity being there, I'm sure you can do much better. And that's something that you should never lose. And that's your inner confidence and belief in yourselves, despite all odds. Even if it's 10,000 rupees of salary, I can survive with that. And that worst case scenario and continued confidence in your own ability is what will bring you much stronger, much bigger, much better. And that should, and your this thing should not show on your face, because if you feel it, it'll show on your face. So you should not, it is there, the challenge is there, the shortcoming is there, the gap is there, but you will come better and bigger out of it. That belief is what makes me a positive person. And the fact that because I've gone through so many challenges, and all of us have, and many of us have, it's just that still I would have still done what I did back then and still do it again, is what makes me continue to do what I believe in and help people, mentor people, do whatever I can, and draw a line when I have to draw a line, because, obviously you can't be fathering the entire world, because you have to have other challenges. So there is something that you have to balance, and it starts from within you, and it should show outside of you, and that's what it is. So it's all great. I still have challenges. I still have to do a lot more. So it's not over as yet. But yes, I'm much, much, much better, and I'm much better equipped to do what I want to do. That's what I think.
That's
I hope this helps.
fantastic. That's just so wow. That's great to hear. So now I come absolutely to the end, and there are a lot of these rapid fire questions. Whatever comes to your mind first, you answer. No right or wrong. So your favorite color?
Black.
Favorite city to visit?
Boston.
Your favorite word which you repeat a lot when you speak?
Oh, I have not realized what it would be. favorite word.
Or just a
Do you
word
understand?
that you repeat a lot?
I think sure. Are you sure? Or sure, maybe I was what I repeat the most, I think.
A quotation that you absolutely love, that you find yourself saying a lot when you meet new people, or you have it written on your board and you like to see all the time?
Oh, I think life is I mean, live in the present. And don't enjoy what you have right now, and including work, including stress, including success. Don't wait for tomorrow. Just you never know what's in store for tomorrow. So I live my day every single day, every single minute.
Fantastic. So thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing so authentically and openly, and also showing the side of you, which is, probably a side that many people may not be aware of, because they've only seen a lot of the success part of Mahavir. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you and being in this conversation. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you, Nidhi. Always great to be
Thank
here.
you.